Okay, so this is the video for the 24th. You'll notice that it is not dark outside like it normally is when I film my videos. What that means is that today is actually the 25th, and I tried filming this video last night, and I just couldn't do it. I kept stumbling over my words, and I kept not being able to say the things that I wanted to say. Yeah, I've been gone for a little bit. Some things, got off track a little bit, and that happens. That's okay. Everyone gets off track all the time. Like, nobody is perfect. If your training plan doesn't have some sort of allowance in there for mistakes to happen and screw-ups to take place, then, it's not a very good training plan. Well, minus, like, the week before a competition if you're, somebody doing a competition. But, like, that's when it comes right down the line. Anyway, point is, so the plan was I was going to be going to Portland this weekend and seeing some friends. And I also had plans to make sure that I got all of my workouts in perfectly and that I was eating well enough. So, Thursday was the last day that I worked out. Everything was fine. Friday was going to be the day off. And then Saturday, I was going to work out at the downtown 24-hour fitness in Portland, get a day pass there. And then on Sunday, when we drove back, I was going to do the workouts then. So what ended up happening was that Friday and Saturday, my girlfriend and I realized that we were both quite sick from something that my girlfriend's daughter had caught like last week. And it was a stomach bug, so stuff was coming out of both ends. It was not very pleasant. And as a result, instead of working out Saturday, I spent Saturday just napping instead. And we were still down in Portland. We still got to see our friends, but obviously not to the same extent. And sorry, I still got a little bit of it, and that was just me. That was just it overcoming me for a second there. I couldn't really eat very much because of that, and I couldn't work out. So I just took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off, made that a 3-day weekend instead of a 1-day on Friday. And I was not able to eat very much, so I didn't focus on bulking. I just kind of focused on, eating enough to, to get by. And, it was a pleasant little break. Today, this morning, I woke up, I had to go to work, and I still don't feel 100%. I still get, a little bit queasy here and there. It still messes with me. But I was able to get in the first workout earlier today, and I'll be doing the second workout later today. I'll talk more about those when I do an actual video for tonight. But yeah, this is the video for yesterday, because here I am, and, this is me finally getting back on track. And I wanted to talk about meditation today. I'm not going to talk about that because that's a whole topic that I'd rather cover in tonight's video. Instead, today I'm just going to talk about the importance of not letting little setbacks throw you off balance. There's a lot of people who they have one setback and they're done, or they get a couple big setbacks and it really throws them off. And the important thing to realize is that little setbacks like this are not a problem so long as you keep it in mind that you're just going to get right back to whatever your normal habit is. We are created by our habits. We are made by our habits, and if it's not something that is our habit, then it's just an aberration. It's just something outside of that. So if my habit is to work out a lot, and my habit is to be active, and my habit is to eat pretty well, and then I have McDonald's one day, that's not going to kill me. Or if I can't work out for a week, that's not going to kill me. There are certainly exercise plans that are certainly more sensitive, because certain exercise plans are designed around competing on a specific day. So for those of you that don't know, for example, a bodybuilding plan or a powerlifting plan, people that compete in these sports, or a strongman, Olympic weightlifting, all the lifting sports, all of these sports, you typically compete very rarely, like maybe once or twice a year. And so you have a lot of time to prepare for it, and you want to make sure that you're in your best possible shape for the competition itself. So what shape you're in the rest of the year doesn't necessarily matter, so long as it can get you to that best possible shape for the competition. So when you are preparing for a powerlifting competition, a bodybuilding competition, strongman, Olympic lifting, all of these require very specific training schedules. You have to go through a very specific, phase to peak, which is basically getting, to that point where you're in the best shape, the best possible shape. Usually that best possible shape is not sustainable, which is the whole concept of the peak. You are temporarily pushing yourself to your maximum possible limits, and then there's some kind of off season where you go back down on the other side. You rest, you relax, you recover. So obviously, if you get sick while you're peaking for a bodybuilding competition, a powerlifting competition, that is going to be a problem. That's going to really throw stuff off. But for the vast majority of people out there, 9.5 people out of 10, 95% of the people out there are not competing for a specific athletic event, or don't need to be competing for a specific athletic event. They're just trying to be in better shape. And if you're just trying to be in better shape, one day is as good as the next. It doesn't matter if you have to take a few days off. And, there are people who might take a few weeks off. There are people who get thrown off for, quite a while. But so long as you get back into it, so long as you maintain that habit, you relatively maintain the level of fitness that you're at. Obviously a longer break is worse, but it's all relative to how long that habit has been built. So if I work out for a week and then I take a day off, well, obviously I'm not going to undo everything that I did in that week, because that's just a normal rest day, and people do that all the time. Now, if I work out for a week and then I take 2 weeks off, that's probably going to undo a lot of what I did, because I only spent a week building that. Now, if I work out for 10 years, which is kind of like my situation, if I work out for 10 years and I take a week off, that's a drop in the bucket. That's nothing. So it's important when you consider, taking a break or anything like that, it's important to think about how long you've been training, how long you've been working out, what your history of exercise is, and compare that to the whole. If I work out for 5 years straight and I take 5 years off, I'm certainly not going to be in the best shape of my life, but I might still be better than someone who wasn't working out that entire time. And I might certainly have an easier time getting back into it. That's another thing, is it's much easier to get back into something after you've already done it relatively regularly in the past. So people do this all the time with Christmas. They do this all the time with holidays. They get knocked off the boat for like a month, and they're like afraid to come in for like 2 more months, even though they've been working like the other 9 months out of the year. And, that's silly. Just get back to it. There's a lot of shaming that goes on in the fitness industry, and that's a really shitty thing. But listen, you shouldn't shame people for coming back in, whether it's 2 days after they messed up or if it's 2 months after they messed up. Whatever they do, they come back in, you say, great, you're here again, get started. That's all there is to it. You just get back into it. You just get started, and you just get back into maintaining the habit, and there you go. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing today. I'm getting back into the habit. Exercise is on point. Diet isn't quite on point yet, but it will be soon. And that's all I have to say for today. So as always, like, comment, share, check out my Patreon. Check out my free ebook on my website at www.gains.af. That's a free 12-week program for basically people who are looking to get stronger and bigger and faster all at the same time. I had a really, really, really good feedback from an old friend, actually, who took up the program, and he was telling me about all the amazing results that he was seeing and stuff like that. Just, makes this worth doing, makes this wonderful. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.